Yo, what is happening, everyone? What is going on? Welcome to the Four Horsemen of Fantasy podcast. And we got a special guest over here. We got Joe Leo left of me right here. He is the host and producer of the Grind Hours podcast. Joe, what's going on today?
Thank you guys for having me. It's an honor. If I'm correct, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I believe I'm the first guest on the program.
You absolutely are. You are. Congratulations.
Wow, he really is. He really is. We went through a whole football season without a single guest.
Because we didn't need guests. Now we're like, all right, let's start going down the Rolodex.
Listen. You can get me and Karlos to hold a whole conversation for an hour.
And by the way, if you haven't listened to that, America/Canada, we know you did. That was impressive.
That was so good.
We went back and forth like Method Man and Bread Man for like an hour of content, and we were sweating going into this. How are we going to pull this off?
That was incredible.
Just build off your own spin-off podcast at this point. Yeah,
right.
After that.
God, the dynamic duo.
The Gill and Chill Show.
Yes, sir.
But just let's get right to it, guys. We got a bunch of things going on. We got our week recaps here. We got who's our MVP so far, and then some possible trade targets that you can grab with a little game at the end. So let's start off with our week recaps. Guest, let's go on with you. What picked up your eye in the NBA news this coming week?
I mean, it's with my own team. I hate that they're in the headlines, but it's the Brooklyn Nets, and it's James Harden. And depending on who you talk to, whether it's him or the sources at Bleacher Report, he is unhappy in Brooklyn. I can understand why, going from 70, 80 degrees in December in Houston to, I think it's 13 degrees outside right now.
And he has to pay property tax.
Right. No state taxes, and now
You can't live next to the strip club right now.
God.
The other thing is too, he might be in Jersey.
Oh, that's
So
true.
I don't think he's
Where the original Nets are,
Yeah, but I mean, he might. No one's really on the James Harden beat for real estate like LeBron or Steph or something like that. But if he's in Dumbo, I can understand that. But if he's in Jersey, he's got a McMansion, and he's where Odell had his house, and everybody who has to commute in here has huge McMansions. But I don't want. The reason why I bring all of this up is I don't want Ben Simmons on my team.
No.
I don't want another headache on my team. I don't know if he's going to play.
So much dismay in your team. Like it's
not even that. We don't know if he's going to play.
Yeah.
And this is the main reason why when the Nets were in the news of getting Kyrie and KD, I didn't want KD. As crazy as that is to sound right now, I didn't want KD.
Was it because of the injury? Or?
Yeah, coming off the Achilles, I didn't know if he was going to be regular KD or 30% of KD, and I didn't want to pay $50 million a year for 30% of KD. And Kyrie, as much as I love him, James Harden wants to inject the vaccine into him himself.
Right. Yeah.
And he should in the middle of the night. But the other thing is too, as much as I'm pro-vaccine and whatever, that's politics, and I don't want to get into this on this show. But Joe Tsai should just pay the $5,000 a game fine.
I think it's gone to the. Actually, I think the NBA just simply wouldn't allow it.
So that was the loophole. So if they calculate, I think all the games that was left over for home games,
$35,000, including playoffs.
So
right.
I heard it was like at most like 80 grand. But that's ashtray money for Joe Tsai. And Joe Leo, Variety over here. Also, we're in lockstep because that was my news. Also was a James Harden report. But I want to expound upon that a little bit more because there were reporters that pressed Harden today about it. Are these reports true? Are you happy in Brooklyn? Like, what's the deal? He didn't flat out deny it. You get the typical kind of athlete speak where it's just like, do you like it here? You're like, yeah. This is how you. Everybody who's in PR, who's in journalism, if you're an athlete right now, you want to flat out deny something? Say no. They are not true.
It wasn't a definite answer. I saw that whole thing. He did not look like he wanted to answer that, but he did it in the way it's like, you know what? Yeah.
He's like, did you hear it? He's like, what reports? Did you hear it from me? Come on, that's a roundabout way. That's not a definitive answer. Come on. The Nets PR people they're smart people. I'm sure they.
I've been in the building.
I'm sure they.
I've been in that building. They are smart people.
They warned you. You're gonna get asked this question. Be on the lookout. So come on, let's not act
But
like
he's
we
also
don't know
not.
what we're
He's
doing
also
here.
not dumb. If he wanted to stay here, truly, he would have signed the extension in October.
I think he just
Truly.
wants to be a free agent.
Right.
Because he hasn't been a free agent his entire career.
Right. He's never experienced free agency. And when Harden got here to begin with, I didn't want him here either, just because we were mortgaging our future.
I was agreeing with you on this too.
Yeah.
There's no reason to trade away. You had studs.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was, I'm just sheltered at this point because I've built up this bomb shelter because of Billy King.
That's
because
right.
of the
Because you remember the KG and Paul Pierce
Because-
trade.
Oh, yeah,
the
fleecing.
Boston Celtics fleecing. yeah.
because of the
God.
fleecing that happened with the Celtics.
Right.
And I didn't want that to happen again with Harden. And if he leaves in free agency to go wherever the biggest check's coming from, he might go back to Houston. I don't know why he would.
He wouldn't.
The strip clubs might be too good for him to leave, but that's.
I mean, have you had their wings?
I mean,
coming for no
did you
damn
guys ever
wings,
see
man.
that piece of information that like he had like some extra like statistical thing about going to strip clubs and whenever he played a team in Florida? Like if you were to go, imagine like that was the reason he went to like Miami or Orlando for some reason. That would be so funny.
Why do you think Atlanta's such a great place to play too? Come on now. Yeah, they're getting extra wings, an extra dozen.
That's probably why Lou Williams hasn't retired yet. But
No
you know,
kidding, man.
It's just really quickly, if the Nets do not win a championship
It's
in
an
this window,
abject
it's
failure.
an abject failure. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because you've mortgaged your future. You're all in.
Look at the amount of studs you have on that team.
But that's
too.
a caution why
Like,
you didn't trade. You shouldn't have traded for Harden in the first place because of things like this. We didn't know this whole vaccination thing. This
Yeah.
whole pandemic has been unpredictable. But the thing is, you traded away Jared Allen and Karis LeVert, regardless of whatever health issue LeVert had.
Dinwiddie was a casualty.
Well, yeah, Dinwiddie as well.
He was
But
a
you
cap casualty, yeah.
Yes.
I loved him.
But I think
Loved
the
him.
biggest hit was not just the future in terms of draft picks, but Jared Allen. You have no defense. You have to rely on LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin to do all that dirty work.
You
And
had
they're
the
old.
ghost of DeAndre Jordan.
And
I understand why you don't make that trade for Harden, but in that scenario where they only had Kyrie and KD was hurt at the beginning of the season last year, that's where they needed that other superstar to fill in while KD was getting healthy and coming
I
back.
don't think it's you either give up at the time that the trade was happening. Remember, they were looking into getting Kyrie Irving because Kyrie Irving had his whole sabbatical regarding his mental health. I'm not going to get into that, but at the time it was either you trade Kyrie or you trade your bench, and they chose the bench.
And they chose
Well,
the bench.
here's what happens, and this happens with recently. I'm going to say from 2012 to now, throughout this whole player empowerment era, when the players become the GMs, and Sean Marks, wonderful guy, he is ridiculously tall. It breaks your brain how tall that man is. I think he's officially 6'11", but he might be 7'1".
Right.
Joel Embiid's 7'2", he might be 7'4". I'm not even kidding you. So, but Durant and Kyrie, they played GM for a day. They
Right.
got their guy. And with Harden, my biggest fear is he becomes what Russell Westbrook was
Yeah.
the very end of his Oklahoma City tenure, where, yeah, sure, you're putting up 30-point triple-doubles. What is it amassing to?
Right.
What do you...
They haven't.
if you're not helping
He's
the
not
team.
performing in the playoffs.
If he
Yeah.
doesn't win a ring, the reason why he came here, because that's the number one gripe on Harden.
Right.
He's got an MVP. He's got the triple doubles. He is the best scorer of this generation, flat out. He's a walking bucket. He can get his, but his knock on his legacy is he doesn't have a ring.
He's not a winner.
And he needs the ring to transcend that conversation and actually become one of the greats.
I agree.
the smartest man alive!
Now, Gil, I want to go to you. What topic piqued your interest?
Well, we're going to segue perfectly because they just played this team last night. Anthony Davis finally back from injury. Wow. About time, right? It feels like he's been
Yeah.
gone forever.
I missed. I think he was so good for the NBA, and now especially at the Lakers and
The Lakers needed him. The
and
Lakers
LBJ
needed him more than we thought.
Finally lobbing it up to
More
each
than we
other.
thought.
Now you know it. You know what it is.
I mean, that's like, the thing was, you thought, like, well, no, I can't even say you thought. Because you see everybody thrives with a player like Anthony Davis. They couldn't defend a parked car
Yeah.
Yeah.
without him.
Well, I mean, it's also, this is no big, surprise. Since Brook Lopez has left the Nets, if you're a big man and you need a good night, go play Brooklyn because you'll feel like a superstar.
That's true. And the sad thing on my freaking parlay that I had, Anthony Davis only left that game with 8 points. I needed him to score 15 and on top of the win, along with a couple of other legs. But we're not going to get into that. But he was like, he started off high. Like I think he had like 6 points in the end of the first quarter, and then just went. But he was such a help for the Lakers. It's not even a matter of numbers at this point. I don't even think we need to worry about AD's numbers per se. They just need him on the defensive end.
Yeah, the great thing is now you don't have Westbrook chucking up as many shots because AD's back.
Also, LeBron's on an absolute tear right now, so I feel like he's probably one of the most if not the most unguardable player on the planet at this moment, because he's been playing out of his mind. LeBron James is on a tear. Embiid is the only one I see ahead of him at this point, but LeBron's on a tear. You don't need Anthony Davis to put up all these mid-range shots.
Let me ask you guys this question. Would you either trade Westbrook if possible right now, or would you have him come off the bench? Yes or no?
I kind of want to say the bench if I had to, because the thing with the Lakers is no one's going to take that contract.
Somebody would.
I don't know who would.
So I said this last week on the show. Ideally, yes, the Lakers would love to trade Westbrook, but you're not going to find anybody in the West that's going to take him. Mm-hmm. And who wants the contract? And who's going to give up something of value?
That's right.
Well, you're not going to get value, but you get a guy who, and
the Lakers need shooters. Where are the shooters coming from?
They had them, and then they gave them up for Westbrook.
Let's look at the Eastern Conference teams.
What
teams have shooters to spare that would possibly entertain taking Westbrook's contract?
Detroit?
I don't think Detroit gets Westbrook.
What else do they have? They have Cade and nothing else.
But that's a problem. Why would Detroit benefit from this?
Because they put people in the seats. People in Detroit want good basketball. Westbrook is at least entertaining.
I don't know. It's tricky. It's a tricky situation.
It's also Detroit. I'm sorry. If you're going to a Pistons game, you're not going to be entertained. You know what it is when you buy it.
You're going to see the visiting team.
You're going because it's Detroit. The Lions have been out of the playoffs for a long time.
You're going because they're paying you to go to the games, all right? At this point.
You might get a free medium Pepsi like some local teams around here.
The thing with the Lakers, ideally with the Lakers is there's not a trade they can make that I think will solve their issues right away. They have to make a change that's in the house. Bench Westbrook if they have to.
If he leads the second unit, then I think let him do his thing. It's obviously him and LeBron can't play because they're too ball dominant, which is crazy because LeBron is a pass first guy. But their styles, and I said this last week, their styles of play do not mesh well. The best thing that could have happened to the Lakers was AD coming back.
Right.
Let's see how it works out the next 2 weeks until the trade deadline comes around. Then you see, I don't see how you can move from Westbrook.
No.
The answer is yes, you should, but how is the hard part?
I think it's going to be too difficult to try to move him. That's the problem.
I mean, do you buy if he doesn't go to the bench, because the hardest thing for any superstar, regardless of the sport, is to admit when it's over, when you're declining.
And the crazy part about that is, too, Joe, is they have somebody who's just dealt with that situation on that team.
Carmelo.
In Carmelo
Anthony. Just thinking about that, too.
Who was a teammate of Russell Westbrook not too long ago.
That's correct. And if someone's going to tell him it's not the worst thing in the world, it'd be him.
No, but would he listen? Because as great as Westbrook has been, he's on the back half here. Mm-hmm. It didn't look like it last year either, when he was dominating with the Wizards and beating up on the Eastern Conference in February of last year, but he's on the tail end.
That's right.
So if he doesn't want to take to the bench, do you just let him go?
There's other guys that I want to look at because we're talking about trades here. I'm looking at someone, we were just talking about the Pistons. I'm thinking Jeremy Grant should go to a team like the Mavericks. I think the Mavericks have plenty to give up, especially, I just read a report that Jalen Brunson might be a part of that package going to the Pistons if that would have happened before the February 10th deadline.
Yeah, he's really good.
Why would you do that if you're the Mavs?
Here's the problem with, I think the Hardaway Jr., I think, got hurt last night against the Warriors, if I'm not mistaken. That's right. Jeremy Grant kind of has this God complex on him, I think, because I remember with the news coming about him saying, I want to go to a team where I'm still the guy.
And that's not going to
happen
when you got Luka and Porzingis over there.
No, that's not going to happen.
No.
And it's, quite frankly, it's not even up to him.
No, it's not.
The thing with...
that's the funny part.
No. That's the funny part. It's kind of not up to him for him to decide where he wants to go. If it's a trade,
like Harden or KD or whatever, then you have the opportunity to say, I want to go wherever.
No, the franchise will do what's best for the franchise.
No, but even still, Jeremy Grant, what have you done? What have you done?
He's won a gold medal on a team that he wasn't the guy on, so that's it.
He's not going to be the guy in the
At
team.
least
No, he's
Kyrie
not.
had a game-winning final shot.
Maybe put him on the Rockets, but I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the only team.
Yeah,
other than-
Maybe you want to be the
know
guy,
where-
go to the Rockets.
Yeah.
I don't know where what other team would show him he's the guy.
So for fantasy purposes, going back
Knicks?
to Jeremy Grant.
No.
Is this a guy that you would target if you're a fantasy owner? What would you give up to acquire Jeremy Grant? Do you think a trade? Let's say Dallas, because that's what Nick said. If you think that Jeremy Grant to the Mavs is a real possibility, where does his fantasy value go? Are we going plus or minus?
I think
Any trade is a minus to me.
For him, because it is a minus, because you also have, like we said, superstars like Luka and Porzingis that are, or even if Jalen Brunson isn't traded or Tim Hardaway comes back, you still have guys that are going to easily take up his minutes there. So it might diminish him if he would have go traded somewhere else.
Think of where he was before he got to the Pistons. He was on Denver, right? He was just a glorified energy player. He kind of just started at the 4 next to Jokic.
He was good.
And he was a good player, but statistically, for fantasy purposes,
No.
it was not something worth looking at. He's on the Pistons, and he's getting these good numbers because he's the only guy that can get those numbers.
If he goes to a situation where he truly wants to be the guy and Detroit actually does right by him, I don't see any reason why they would, because they don't have any obligation to Jeremy Grant.
That's
Zero.
absolutely right.
But if he goes to Sacramento, where he can truly be the guy, then
It's possible.
Then I could see him being a plus. But I agree with both of you. He's just going to be a net negative, and if you can get off of him,
Might as well
whatever
just
you get,
right now.
fine.
Yeah.
Maybe try to get some picks. I could see maybe Oklahoma City in the works. That wouldn't be a terrible idea, I feel. Especially...
Why would they do that? They're in the middle of their process. They're not trading.
No, they're not going to trade something major for him, but they don't have anybody that's like a certified... Outside of Shea, obviously.
I would say SGA.
Outside of Shea, obviously. Like, if you don't have a certified option number 2.
Lou Dort.
Lou Dort
Dort.
is a great two-way player. I can't stress enough how
He
much
was
I love
someone that
him.
we talked about last week, someone that you should have picked up.
I think he's a fantastic player. But like, if you're someone that's certified, you want with the ball that it's not Shea, because Shea has also a lot of health issues. If you get somebody like a Jeremy Grant, it might help.
So good. Shea's so good.
Shea
man.
is so talented, man.
I think a trade target for me for fantasy purposes, I'm looking at Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler just came back. He broke LeBron James' triple-double record for the franchise. So for fantasy purposes, I think now is your buy low opportunity. As buy low as you're going to get for the rest of the season when it comes to Butler, because there's another guy on the team that's had crazy fantasy numbers, and that's Bam Adebayo. And he's been able to feast because Butler's been out. Now's the opportunity where you can try to find a fantasy owner that's maybe kind of out of it or looking for another, looking to fill in some other categories that you could try to target for Jimmy Butler for your own team. So for you guys, if you're going to try to buy low on Jimmy Butler, like who are some players that you would be willing to give up in order to get him?
I need to remind you that Jimmy Butler under most leagues is like drafted in the 3rd round. That's important because like you want to get somebody that's worth around the same ADP, maybe a bit higher, or you go 2 for 1.
So just throw out a couple names that you think it would be that I would like. You know what? As a Butler owner, I'll give him up for him.
I would look into maybe trading a good backup point, not a backup point, a good starting point, like a Tyrese Halliburton along with maybe somebody else. If you want specifically from a stat league category, from that standpoint, you want somebody that can pretty much equal that output or higher. So you want Halliburton, who gets good numbers all around, not just the scoring.
And the Kings said they're not trading him.
And the Kings said they're not trading. No, he's the franchise. He's going to stay longer than
That's
Fox.
who the Knicks should have got.
That's what the Lakers.
No,
should've
I think
got.
somebody brushed up on the idea that maybe De'Aaron Fox to the Knicks. I wouldn't say no.
I would, if I'm a Knicks fan, which I'm not. We know I'm a Bulls fan. I would absolutely not want De'Aaron Fox on my team.
What's wrong with that? All Kentucky, baby.
Yeah, right?
Sorry, guys. I just got breaking news. Harden is not playing tonight. Hamstring has been ruled out for tonight's game. Breaking news on the pod. Probably won't hear that till tomorrow. But just letting you guys know, we are up to the date on everything here. Guys, what's your reactions to that?
Is that so? It's just Kyrie.
Where's the game?
It's in Denver, I think. Or no.
No, Kyrie's not even in.
No,
they got nobody.
It's the B squad.
The big three's out.
It's their team in the bubble.
Just forfeit. Just forfeit, honestly. Just
at this point.
Get it away.
No, is it a hamstring issue?
That literally was going to say, know, is it really? Because it's all too coincidental. These reports come out the last 24, 48 hours. Now it's just like, his hamstrings hurt because he's, had to back up some comments. He's like, no, of course I like playing here. That's why he pulled it up.
No, it's a rest day. It's a rest,
They did just play a back-to-back.
Load management.
Yeah, it's a rest.
And if he also doesn't want to risk it being traded to another team, potentially, these are just in quotes, potentially, why risk it when you're already not feeling that right before the trade deadline?
Here's the thing. To circle back to Harden before I give Karlos my trade for Jimmy Butler. Where is he going?
Taking a road down to I-95, man.
That's the only other trade that actually makes sense. Contract-wise and player-wise, if you're getting 100% of Ben Simmons.
Right.
Other than that, there is no other logical trade because he just got traded last year.
That's right. No, it's going to go to free agency, I think. I don't see anything.
He's not. This is solely rest. Is it a little late then? Yeah, it's a little late for the game start, but fine.
What are you gonna do?
As a Net fan,
I feel like it's just the nature of the beast, really.
As a Net fan, I kind of like just having our B squad for a game just to see what we have, because right now it's Edwards and Sharp, and Patty Mills has been awesome, and Aldridge is automatic. He's like playing at the Y, just a free throw jumper. And he's great.
No, this is your sign. If you just get this news, pick up Aldridge or Patty Mills right now.
Well, we said Patty Mills was a name that we floated out last week.
You still, even with Kyrie back, you pick him up.
How is he?
I have him on my team right now.
How is he not on a team? If you're in a fantasy league and he's still on the waiver wire,
you'd be surprised the depth of it all. Yeah.
No, but still, if he's still on the waiver wire, pick him up now.
Agreed.
One more trade target. Let's do one more, and then we'll go to break, guys. Who are you looking at for someone that you need to acquire for fantasy before it's too late?
Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Good call.
Kerr's kind of on the ickety, and then it's, you need Clay. Jordan Poole's value fell.
You know there's going to be like a 2-week period where Steph Curry is just going to be out for whether it's maintenance or lingering
It's his
injury.
hand. I think something's bugging his hand.
There's something up.
So that's going to be those 2 weeks where he scores like 2 50-point games.
Well, Clay's going to miss some time right now, so you could buy low on him just because I think he's played 10 games at most this year.
And people are scared to have him right now because they don't know when he's going to come back, if he's going to still be fully healthy.
Right.
That's right.
Take the chance and go for it.
Golden State's learned from KD. They're not going to make the same mistake twice.
That's right.
And come fantasy playoffs, Clay's going to be, he's going to be old Clay.
That's right. I'm going to move into my trade target. Nobody's going to talk about this guy. The Raptors kind of have some ballers, regardless of their record. I don't know how good or bad it is at the moment, but they have great fantasy players, really good fantasy players. So that puts me at Pascal Siakam. Because, let me tell you, you see Fred VanVleet putting up great numbers.
Absolutely.
But Siakam has been doing it all around. 21 points, around the same average as last year as well. He's up on his rebound output by 1. Now he's at 8 rebounds a game.
Absolute homer.
And he's up on his assist output. He was at 4.5 last year. He's at 5 now. He's an impressive player. I think his defensive stats has also kind of brought a rise. And now the entire offense, with the addition of Scotty Barnes, kind of work around with each other really well.
God, I hate that stat.
Why? Why? It's so sound. It makes so much sense. This is the same reason you trade for a guy like Jimmy Butler, because he gives you pretty much all around everything you want. And Jimmy Butler obviously is way better than Siakam. However, they do.
He's going to cost less. He's going to cost less.
Exactly. In terms of players you want to give up, this is a good buy low, lower than Jimmy Butler. This is somebody that probably got drafted in round 6, and people thought he was going to be out for a good chunk of the beginning of the season.
So let's say I throw out a random trade. Let's say I throw out, top of my head, Desmond Bane, CJ McCollum. Am I getting messed up for that trade, or is that an even trade? Where do you think I'm going? You know what I'm trying to say? 2 even guys basically.
You
for
want
this.
you want to get what you're giving. So if I trade Siakam, you want something that from a cat league standpoint, you want something that they're gonna do maybe a little bit less, so it doesn't look like you're just totally getting skimped or whatever. You want assists, you want rebounds, and you want points. I think that's where you look. That's not a bad option. I would look maybe into a Wendell Carter from Orlando with somebody else if you're looking to acquire a one player in Siakam. Wendell Carter, when he's healthy, gets you decent scoring. He's kind of been somewhere around the number 1 or number 2 scoring option for Orlando. You also want to look into somebody that gets you steady assists. If he's not rostered already, Josh Giddey from the Thunder gives you great assist output. His shooting percentages have been pretty off, but I think if you package those two, if you got those two, I think you can get Siakam.
Yeah. All right, guys. We will be right back. When we come back, we're going to have a quick little game for you. Stay tuned. Alrighty then.
Bing
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. All right, this is my favorite part, and it's game time. All right, guys, this is one of my favorite games.
I'm gonna tell Joe Biden right now.
Ooh, Carlos came prepared with that.
Hey yo.
Hey, yo.
And Kanye of
Coney Island.
Kim ain't got on.
Well, we're gonna have to edit that out.
Carlos' turn this week. Anyway, this is one of my favorite parts of the game. Fantasy-wise, rankings this is making sure with you guys. I looked it up. I checked. This is from 2 days ago, so this is very, very up to the date.
What's your source?
ESPN.
Well done. Okay.
So I'm going to give you guys a position, 3 guys, and I want you to tell me their position from greatest to least.
Okay.
Greatest to least.
All right? So
Okay.
for centers, we got Clint Capella.
Let Carlos play the music first, my man.
Oh, sorry. I'm going a little too ahead of myself.
No,
here.
you're good.
I'm just very excited about the game. We got Clint Capella,
Let's go. Sonic.
DeAndre Ayton,
Clint Capella, DeAndre.
and Jared Allen.
Oh, okay. Greatest to least greatest?
Greatest to least, yeah.
So, least to least. I'm going to go Jared Allen 1.
Okay.
You said Ayton, Capella. I'm going to go Ayton, then Capella.
Joe?
I'm going to go Jared Allen, Capella, Ayton.
I was actually gonna have Aiden first, but
His health has been a little...
yeah, and for that reason,
Capella as well.
Give me a clean sweep winner. I think it's Jared Allen 1.
That's right.
I like Ayton a lot, so I'm gonna say Ayton 2, and I'll say Capella 3.
I have Capella, and I kind of want to agree. I mean, I said the same thing, but yeah, I agree with you.
DeAndre Ayton, also, I have the actual, rankings
Numbers.
of them. Yeah.
I don't believe you. Show
DeAndre
me.
Ayton is 7.
Okay.
Clint Capella, 8.
Ooh!
Jared Allen, 9.
Wow!
Wow.
DeAndre Ayton was
Well,
the number
Ayton,
one.
Ayton was really good.
All right, everybody, been a
hear
nice
it a lot.
podcast. We don't know what we're talking about.
But Ayton and Capella have missed a lot of games.
That's what I'm saying. That's
But Ayton's a baller, man.
No, Ayton's incredible. No, he's a really good. He's a great basketball player. Right?
You know
I
what
just
that
thought
means?
Jared Allen would have it more for consistency because
Yeah,
he
but
has
Yeah, no, he's been so consistent.
You know what that means? It means Mobley's been taking some of his value away.
This is
Right?
true. Mobley's a generational talent. I
Mobley's
think.
awesome.
the fro's just getting in the way. You know that just that huge hair. It's put him down on the list. But let's go to small forwards here. Jeremy Grant, who we talked about a lot.
God, I'm gonna get this so wrong.
Harrison Barnes
Harrison Barnes.
Oh God, he still doesn't leave.
and Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero's a 3.
Yeah,
he's-
seriously.
There, last season when I had him, you were able to
thought he was
you was
two.
eligible to play him at the 1, the 2, and the 3.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I still look at him like a 2 guard.
No, he's a guard. He's
go
like
with
6'5".
Carlos first. Let's go with Carlos
Yeah,
this time.
let's hear it, bud.
All right, I like Tyler Hero. I do, but there's no way. There's no way he's number 1. So now the question is if he 2 or 3. Give me the names again. I got Jeremy Grant.
Jeremy Grant.
I got Tyler
Harrison
Hero,
Barnes.
and Harrison
Tyler
Barnes.
Hero,
All right,
Harrison
I'm gonna go
Barnes.
Harrison Barnes last because I have a beef with Harrison Barnes.
We need a therapy session on this one.
From worst to first, I'm gonna go Harrison Barnes. I'll go Tyler Hero, and I think Jeremy Grant. I'll go Jeremy Grant as my top guy.
Joe.
I'm gonna go NBA roast winner of, I believe, 2018, Harrison Barnes, number one. I love Harrison Barnes. Don't know how he got 85 million from the Kings. That man. But
He signed an extension with Sacramento, right?
He robbed them
Yeah.
because who's Sacramento getting?
That's right.
What free agents be like? I want to play for the Kings.
You would think with the name, but like, come on.
No.
As Shaq said it best, the Sacramento Queens.
so I'm gonna go Harrison Barnes, number one. I'm gonna go Jeremy Grant, number two, and Tyler Hero. Shout out to Miami and the beautiful women in Miami that he's. Did anybody come out of the bubble better than Tyler Hero?
He has a song.
He had a
after
terrible
him.
season following, but then now he's playing great.
No, but seriously.
No, but he's living that road life.
He cashed in heavy.
Absolutely.
with
I
the
think he's got a
bubble.
kid now too.
Does he?
Yeah.
That kid speaking Spanish, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm gonna go Hero best. He's gonna. I'm ready for it now. I'm playing. I got Hero 1, number 2 Barnes, number 3 Grant.
God, no one's getting these.
Wow.
man.
You're telling me Barnes was top?
Jeremy Grant 11, Harrison Barnes 12,
So
Tyler Hero 15.
wow.
These are egregious.
They're nuts.
These
out
are
here.
egregious. No, this is absolutely ludicrous.
This is.
Hey, but at least I had Jeremy Grant at least as one. Like,
But no,
No, you
Grant's
didn't.
Grant's
You
missed
had
a lot of games. That's the thing.
yeah.
All right, we're gonna go right to it. Point guards.
We're locking it in. Lock it in.
This is gonna be a little different. I'm going towards middle of the pack with these guys.
As you should.
We got Derek White,
Derek White,
Cole Anthony,
Cole Anthony.
and Carlos' favorite player, Darius Garland.
I love Darius Garland.
I do like Garland too.
But let's go. Who do I go? Let's go with Gil.
No, go
first.
Joe, go
Let's
Joe.
go Joe first.
Give me the players one more time.
Darius Garland,
Okay.
Cole Anthony,
Okay.
Derek White.
I'm gonna go Cole Anthony, Derek White.
As your first?
As my first.
Okay.
Then Derek White. And as great as Darius Garland has been playing recently, I'm gonna say he's number 3.
Okay.
Watch how he gets this spot on. I
Right.
swear to God. I'm gonna say what everyone should say because that's the objectively right answer, no matter what ESPN thinks. Darius Garland
As the number one.
as the number 1.
Okay.
Wrong.
Cole Anthony. Whatever the third one was.
Derek White.
Derek White.
White's a fantastic player, though. I think he's great.
I'm actually in lockstep with Gil. That was the order I was going to go with.
You wanna go with
yeah,
that?
I was going to go with. I'm right.
We
there.
love Darius Garland.
Yeah,
we
I'm right there with you, Gil.
Yes, suck it, Gil.
You guys were very close.
Oh my God.
Darius Garland 13,
Thank you.
Derek White 15, Cole Anthony 20.
Wow.
Wow.
Been playing, I think he was it because of the injury. I can't.
It's probably because of the injury.
I feel like
NBA
that has-
Siberia proves to be good another year.
And he's
The
here, boys.
outpost.
He's here.
The outpost of the NBA.
Free Terrence Ross, baby.
he needs to go somewhere good. That man deserves a competitive team.
I love Terrence Ross.
Absolute baller. Complete bucket.
Point forwards.
Point forwards?
What did I say?
Point
Power
forward.
forwards.
Power forwards.
Yes.
I was gonna say,
I
is
don't
that a
know
new
why.
positionless basketball? Let's go.
Oh, let's go, Scottie Pippen. Let's go.
You can grab that one. You're going to kill me with that one. All right. Julius Randle.
Ugh.
Just get him put in last. I don't care what the other name.
He's definitely last. I know for a
Scotty
fact.
Barnes.
Scotty Barnes.
All right, maybe actually my
And John Collins.
Oh, no.
John
Randall
Collins,
is
yeah,
still
no,
no.
Randall's still better than
Randall is still
Collins.
last. No. I put
No,
Collins.
I think Collins is last.
Let's
dude.
go with Gil first. I want to hear this.
I'm a Knicks fan. I have every right to say Julius Randle is, and cuss us out. Julius Randle has been dog.
Great, now I have to edit that out.
Oh, yeah. Enjoy it.
Nicky, cover Winkler in B.
We really just need to put a horse noise just to cover it all.
Yeah, I really got to do that.
Yeah, no. Randall sucks this year, dude. Okay,
got?
so you got Barnes, Randall, Collins. I'm gonna put You know what? I'm regretting it now. I'm going to take back.
Because he knows I'm right. He knows I'm right.
God damn it. I'm going to put Randall Barnes Collins. Give me that.
Okay. Karlos.
I'm also going to, I hate to agree with Gil back to back, but I also have Randall the best.
You know you're 0 for 3 following.
But I've been close. But
He has been pretty close,
I
yeah.
have been really close. So I'm going to go,
Where's Jack to disagree with me?
right? I'm also going to go Randall. I'm going to, as much as I think Collins has been a complete bust this year, I'm just going to go off the reservation. I'm going to go Randall, Collins, Barnes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Barnes, Randall,
So we're all different.
Collins.
Yeah.
I like Scotty Barnes though. He's solid.
Karlos, put that ding button for yourself.
Get out of here! And this is why I win.
I am the smartest man alive!
Julius Randle 6, John Collins 7,
Damn.
Scotty
I
Barnes
was close.
10.
Nice job. Well done. No.
on, man.
I'm gonna give you your flowers. Well done.
But it
well
is
done.
still anyone's game. This is still anyone's game because this next one, everyone is off by 1
Oh my
Okay.
god.
in the rankings. All right, this is for 2.
Okay.
2
So you're
points.
saying he sold his soul to the devil?
Karlos got
That's
the
correct.
1. Karlos has 1 so far. Everyone else is still at 0. But this is for it all. Shooting guards.
Ooh.
All right, Karis LeVert,
Karis LeVert.
Tyrese Maxey,
Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey.
He's a 2?
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards.
Was Tyrese Maxey starting at the 2 for Philly?
That's what
because
they had him as.
Maybe because of Curry.
I was thinking because of Curry or Shake Milton, maybe. So you said who? Maxey.
Shake Milton.
Tyrese Maxey, Karis LeVert, Anthony Edwards. And we'll go with Joe
Oh,
first.
okay.
I'm gonna go Anthony Edwards.
I love Anthony Edwards. He's the funniest dude in the league right now.
Then I'm gonna go Tyrese Maxey, and then I hate doing this because he's a Michigan man, but I'm gonna go Karis LeVert. Please, if he makes that, I'm not over Karis LeVert. I hated him in college, loved him on the Nets, and I'm sad to see him go, but I'm gonna go Karis LeVert 3.
I'm also going Anthony Edwards 1. I think LeVert probably. I just something tells me he's gonna have a little better of a year, so I'll go LeVert 2nd and Maxey 3rd.
I'm gonna agree with Karlos. First off, Anthony Edwards is head and shoulders above the
For
rest.
sure. I don't think it's close.
He's averaging like
Yeah.
22 points a game. You know, he's had a really good showing this year. Also, he's the funniest person I've ever seen in the league. He is so funny. You guys need to like sit on the side and watch some videos of like his press interviews. It's the funniest thing ever. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go with Karlos on this one. Anthony Edwards, LeVert 2nd. I'm like reluctant to put LeVert there because like his health, I feel like has stopped him a bit.
That's why I put him at 3.
But I think
Good, drum roll.
Oh, here.
And the special guest takes it for the win.
Wow.
Smartest man alive!
Anthony Edwards at 11, Tyrese Maxey at 12,
Wow.
Karis LeVert at 13.
that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's
that
actually
is
a pretty
good.
good one. Well done.
And for being a special guest host for the first time, Joe wins this special game.
I feel like
The special game.
I feel like if I ever come back, that is some strong.
No, we're kicking you off. You're never coming back. You won. That's all you. That's all you got.
Big if at this point. I don't like losing.
But before we go, just Joe, just want to give a quick shout out. What do you want to talk about? Tell everyone what you got going on.
So even though, and this is terrible promotion on my part, but because of the semester and because of my internship, I'm taking a little bit of a break from my podcast. But it's the Grind Hours podcast. Just put out episode 300.
I was gonna say, congratulations.
Wow.
Wow.
Congratulations. Well done.
I can't believe that it's 300 episodes, but 300 episodes. Year 5 of the podcast is coming late February, so I'll definitely be doing
Nice.
something
Let's go.
for that. Crazy to believe on that as well. I also write for my blog, The Basement View. You can find that at jdatasport.blogspot.com. Karlos, I think you'll like this. I put out my annual Hall of Fame ballot, and I have another thing in the works, absolutely ripping for another year in a row, the BBWAA.
I'm right there
a
with
new
you.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good. Not a good look.
Not what you want. Not what
It's not what
you
you
want.
Joe Girardi. It's not what you want.
Not what you want.
No, it's not.
But anything else you got? That's it. You got what you got.
Follow me on Twitter at NotTheFakeJoeLeo or JLeo, and TikTok, same as the podcast, Grind Hours Podcast on TikTok. I can't believe I'm shouting out my freaking TikTok.
As you should. It's a new age.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, Find me on there.
Just find me everywhere.
Hey yo, find me on MySpace too while you're at it.
But on that note, Joe, thank you for being a part of it. For Karlos, Gil, Nick, and Jack, wherever the hell he is, guys, have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon. See you next week.